Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now for those who have been with my channel for a while, you'll know that for my first year here at Cambridge I was in Westhouse. This time for my second year I am in D&E, which is a different form of accommodation, but still in the college grounds. So what I thought I'd do in this video is give you a bit of a tour of my room, show you around. So it only makes sense to start off with the desk. Now last year I didn't really use my desk too much, I was more in the library than in my room. That was just because I felt it was better for me to be elsewhere than in my room, but I have been using my desk a couple of times. And it's quite a nice desk, it's, it's just the right size and just what I need. I've got a lamp on my desk, and then to my right I have got pens, pencils and many post-it notes which I have been using. And then I've got this lovely display here, so I'll just show you what I've got here. So these are some of the cards on both the left and the right hand side. Now many of them are from last year, but I thought I'll just have them up just to remind me of all the support that I've got from home. And then in the middle here are 3 images from last year. So the one on the top is from the Homerton May Ball, which was fantastic. For those who are not familiar, May Week is the last week of the year. In particular, it's that week after everyone's finished their exams. So it's that moment you are free from the exams, free from the studies, at least for that year. And so everyone just gets to celebrate and just relax and do various things. And then the one in the middle, I think, is from the Christmas formal that we had, or Bridgemas, which is what is known here in Cambridge. It's called Bridgemas because we Cambridge students go home before the Christmas period starts, so that's why we have Bridgemas, our equivalent for Christmas. And then on the bottom, I think was from the Harry Potter formal, if I'm not mistaken. And then here I've got all of my equipment in here. I've got highlighters, more post-it notes, pens, pencils, you name it. I've got everything in here. And then in the bottom drawer, I've just got some of my books, some of my notepads in here. I've got my Kindle in here. I've got my growth book, which I bought online from John Fish. You might be familiar with his channel. He's got a YouTube channel. He does things from studying at Harvard, for example. I'll link his channel in the description below. Do check him out. And this is my wardrobe. It's not too big, it's just the right size. And yes, I'm aware that it is bare in there, but that is because quite a bit of my clothes are ready and need to go into the laundry. So that's why it is a bit bare in there. But as you can see, I've got clothes on the left, I've got trousers on what would be on the right. And then on the bottom here, I have got pyjamas on the bottom left. And then bottom right, I've got my bathroom towel, I've got my shoes there, I've got my scarves and my glove. Because it is the Michaelmas 2019, which means we're heading into winter, which means it's going to get very cold soon. So I thought I would bring my scarf and my gloves because they will be needed. Turning to the front door, I've got my coat and umbrella hung up there. And then to the right, you have got my bed. Now, I'll admit there's not much on there. I am, to be honest, thinking about maybe getting something to put onto there, maybe getting my own duvet to put on there, just to make it a bit more personal, maybe. But I'm still considering that. But I have got my little cushion there, which I bought from the charity shop back at home. And we even have an additional chair, so if I've got friends who want to come over and chat, there's a spare chair there for them to sit at. And then to the right, you have got my sink. So the room that I've got is not en suite, which means that we've got shared facilities, but our room does each come with its own sink. And so that's what I've got, which is quite handy. I've got a towel there. We can get a new one each week. So if we need to replace it, we can ask for a new one and it'll be replaced. I think that's every Wednesday. Then I've got my sponges and soap there, toothpaste, toothbrush, everything I need. And then of course it comes with a mirror as well, which is always useful. Now for those who've watched my first vlog for second year, if you haven't, I do encourage you to go and watch it. You'll have remembered that I mentioned that I bought something at the CUSU Freshers Fair, and I was going to tell you what it was, and this is what it is. It's a bonsai tree. I just thought getting some kind of plant, I wasn't quite sure. There was quite a wide selection of options. There was like cacti and other plants, but I thought a bonsai tree was just right. So I've got that, and then I've got this like bonsai water. It's particularly useful for bonsai like plants. And yes, I'm aware that it is resting on some first year civil law 1 books, but as you can see, it needed to be elevated in order for it to get the sunlight that it needs. So that's why that is the case. And then just coming to the view, it's quite a nice view. It's a much better view from last year. So last year the view was of rooms across to me, which wasn't the best of views, but it was alright. But this is a much better view, and obviously it'll be better on days that are sunny, and then not so great on days that are horrible, which we've had for the past couple of days at least, certainly at the time of recording. And then here, this is where I've got my laundry, so it's organised into colours, darks and whites, although I don't have as much whites compared to colours and darks. And this has to be the best part of my room, and what I've been trying to avoid getting into the camera when I was shooting my first vlog for second year. I think I did get in a couple of times, but I've been trying to avoid it for a reason, and this is why. In pretty much I think every room, my friend's got one in her room. There's a nice fireplace here. Now when I came, there was this bookshelf that you can see was in front of it, and so what was suggested was that I would move the bookshelf so that you can see the fireplace, and I'm so glad that I did that. It feels homely, and overall my room, it just feels so homely, and just it is amazing. I think it's just great. I'll be giving my final thoughts at the end. So I'm just going to show you what I've got here. So starting on the top row, I've got various photos from over the years. So the first one on the left is from year 11, second one from my 18th birthday party, third one from the Jesus May Ball, which was just fantastic. Fourth one was from the Halloween Bop that we had. Fifth one again was for my 18th birthday, and so is the sixth one. And then I've got various religious statues up as well. Then you've noticed the K and the S. I bought these off Amazon. I just thought something to further personalise my room was to get these. These actually light up. Moving to the first shelf below, as you can see, there are many textbooks. You'll know if you watched my previous vlog that I mentioned I was bringing down quite a few textbooks. I've also bought some more whilst I've been down here, and there's a couple from the library, so quite a lot there. And then moving to the second row, on the left there's some more revision books for my modules, and then next to it is 2 books just for personal use, including Unwanted Guests, which is what I'm reading at the moment. And then I've got 2 frames here, one from A-level law class, it was from our teacher who put it together, which was fantastic, and then one of Padre Pio. And then in the middle, this is from the Supreme Court. So a couple of years I visited the Supreme Court when I was in London, and I thought I would buy this. And then on the bottom here, I've got just my folders on the right, and then just some books related to firms and vacancy schemes, things like that, things that'll be useful, especially in this year. And here is a close-up of the fireplace. I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything on the bottom. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't quite decided. But this is the fireplace, and it just adds to the homeliness that this room has. It just adds to the, like I said, just the overall homely atmosphere that this room just seems to just give off, and it's just a nice addition to the room. And this is our kitchen for the year, or otherwise known as the Jip. And like with the West House kitchen, we've got, each of us have got our own cupboard separated by our rooms, so we use our key to get into it and to lock it. And this is my cupboard for the year. I'll just let you see what is inside, give you a bit of a glimpse. This is what I've got, mainly food on the top, more specifically bread and crisps. And then in the middle I've got my mugs, plates and cutlery, including a mug from the Cambridge Union, one that I got last year and one I got from matriculation last year. And then at the bottom I've got some things that are useful for cooking, which is what I want to do more this year. You'll know if you watched my previous video, that's one of the aims that I've got. And unfortunately, whilst we don't have an oven, we do have a cooker here, so at least we are able to cook some things, but not all. And then we've got the main sink area here to clean up things as well. The view outside isn't as impressive as the view from my room, and the reason for that is there's just some construction going on there, so that's the view. If I was to give my overall thoughts of my accommodation, in particular my room, I think I would just have to repeat what I've been saying in this video, in that it just feels so homely. What I wanted to do this year compared to last year was just to make it a bit more personalised. I think this is going to be a good room to have for this year. And you might be asking, how does it compare to West House? I think I prefer this one to West House, to be honest. Like, West House was good, it had what it needed for me. It wasn't big, but it was like just what I needed. But I think this one is probably better, just because it feels more homely. and it just feels a bit more personalised. I think, yeah, I prefer D&E compared to West House. I hope you've enjoyed this room tour. If you've got any ideas for videos, put them in the comment section below. And in the meantime, you can do the usual things. You can like the video, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The links will be in the description below. And you can also subscribe to the channel. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner. There'll be vlogs and videos coming out. And also hit that notification bell to keep up to date so you know when those videos come out. And yeah, I'm glad I've been able to show my room to you, and I hope to see you all in the next video.